Hello everyone, hope you're all well. We're on day, excuse the squinting but the sun's out. We're on day, I think it's 10, there's George. We're on day 10 of school shutdown. George is on actually day 12 because his school shut down 2 days before Matthew. Things are going well. George's medication is making a big difference, and today marks the start of Autism Awareness Week. So if you want to skip forward to, I'll put a little thing down here to say what time, a clip of a segment that Amy's done for me, basically to explain what autism is and highlight Autism Awareness Week, really, just to anyone that's not familiar with actually what autism is and what causes it, what levels of autism there is, what types of autism there is. We've done a segment in there to highlight, there's the sun, Autism Awareness Week. So hopefully, if you wanted to come and just skip to that part, obviously skip to the part I just put at the bottom, and that'll take you right to that part and you don't have to watch the rest of the day. If obviously you're a subscriber and you want to see how we're getting on, stay tuned and just watch that when it comes up. But yeah, so we've been quite busy. I've been at work, I've been off yesterday and today, and George's medication that he's been on, he's had consistently now for a week. It's making a big difference. What's the matter? What? What do you want? You want to put it on his head? On his head? Yeah, here we go. There you go. There you go. And that painting there is what Amy did with Matthew yesterday on the wall, washable paint. So yeah, he's been really calm, like that, like way more calm than normal, which isn't, as anyone knows, there isn't medication for autism, but there is medication for his ADHD, which the way they explained it was it would take a couple of light bulbs off in his head so that he's just not so frantic and so busy all day, which is, it seems at the moment, a week in of consistently using it, it's really made a big difference. So we'll keep you posted on that. But yeah, so we've had the painting on the wall, we've got some soft mats, we've got the water table. George this freshman, he's really been out today, he's been out a little bit, but it's really nice and warm. There's a little bit of cloud cover, so obviously we can't go anywhere. So we're day 10, how are you lot getting on? What are you doing to fill your time? Let us know. But yeah, we'll just video a little bit of the day just to show you what we get up to. And like I said, if you want to watch just the part about what autism is, I've added a segment and I put the time below, so you can just click on that and skip forward if you want to skip forward. But it is Autism Awareness Week, so let's spread autism awareness and try to get people to understand a bit more about what the children we have with autism and other people who've got autism are going through in their daily lives, and also any adults with autism, autistic people, maybe they could comment and give some of the subscribers some of their opinion and views on autism and what challenges poses for them being an autistic, etc. So yeah, let's try to spread a bit of happiness and be positive for this week. I've got 4 days left to work, 2 days tomorrow, 2 night shifts, and then I'm off for 2 weeks anyway, so the isolation will be a lot easier. I won't have to go to work. So at the minute I'm just work and then shopping, and that's it. So that's where we are at the moment, and like I said, it's a real nice day. Birds are chirping, and yeah, a nice calm day at home so far. How long that'll last, I don't know, because the medication tends to wear off about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but we'll see. What are you guys up to? Oh!
Mummy pushed me.
Mummy pissed you off.
I didn't though, did I?
He did.
See, I didn't.
She did.
I caught it on camera, you pushed him.
No, I didn't.
Yes, she did, Mummy. You did push me. Mummy,
You're pushing me, my limits.
you're pushing Stop being rude!
Aww.
She's being rude. She's trying to push me off the bed.
She's only joking.
Oh,
Hello, Winnie. Are you bored now? Tell us what you said a minute ago when you said you're worried about. Tell us what you just said to me a minute ago. Matthew, just be quiet a minute.
oh, that I'm worried that after all this is going to affect my social anxiety even more.
Freaky.
Because you'll be so used to not going out and doing stuff. I think you'll be fine. I think it's going to affect everyone a little bit. People are going to act differently to how they've always acted. They're not going to get so close to people, and maybe they're going to wash their hands more. Maybe they're going to be a bit more.
I don't know. I think most people will be like so excited that they'll be able to get out that everywhere's going to be held, and that's my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
You push me off the
Well, we
bed.
just have to do it gradually.
I'm taking over the world.
You think like go to like a restaurant that's not going to be too busy, or at a time when
It's
it's.
like I really, really want to go to the shop, but at the same time,
You
I'm
don't
worried
go
in
to the
case it's
shop.
busy.
Well, the little shops are okay. It's the supermarkets that are busy.
Oh, some more apps.
Little ones are okay. Sorry?
Want more?
What do you say?
Please.
Please, may I have some Oreos?
Please, can I have some more?
Of course you can. You know where they are. They're in the packet for you. There's 2 left. So if you want them, you can get them and put them in your bowl. Okay? You can get them. Go on. You can get them. You can get them. So we'll just have to ease into. It's going to be some months, isn't it? I think when you look at
Stop saying that.
what the news are saying,
Yeah.
it's going to be a while. But I thought you said that didn't bother you.
I've
Like-
never said that it doesn't bother me.
No, no. Maybe I was saying it wrong. That it doesn't bother you being a bit isolated.
No, that doesn't really bother me. It's the boys being isolated.
Yeah, that's an issue, obviously, especially with no school. I think that the way George has shown with this medication in the last week, that's a big positive, isn't it? Like, because we've had a chance to get this medicine in him every single day, and even today it's proved, and yesterday, it wears off. How long do you think the half-life of it is, or the length of it?
About 6 hours.
6 or 7. Yesterday was the best where it didn't affect him too much afterwards, wasn't it?
Mommy, can you help me get some Oreos?
They're in the red bowl.
You can
I
see
saw them.
why this whole thing would affect a lot of people's mental health, though.
Yeah, definitely. In general, people are not used to being isolated from the world, being able to go and do what they want when they want, and now you've got to think every time you go in somewhere, whether it's can it wait until tomorrow, can it wait until we got to go and get food, or can it, you know.
I just think you just take things for granted, don't you? Just being able to leave your house and get in the car and do anything.
I think I don't mean this total lockdown will last for months, but I think there'll be restrictions in place. The boys are coping pretty well with it, aren't they, to be honest?
Yeah, but it's only been a week.
Well, it's been 10 days for Matthew since he finished school, and it's been 12 days since George finished school. So George has nearly done 2 weeks already.
This is the longest 2 weeks of my life so far.
Well, at least when we get through all this, when it's like a normal half term and it's a week, or 2 weeks half term, or summer even 6 weeks, it'll feel like a breeze, won't it? Compared to what we're going to have to do in the next few months. But
What is George shouting about?
sorry.
What is George shouting about?
Well, why don't you go and see what he's doing? He's probably just laughing at his tablet. He's not nothing wrong. He's just laughing at his tablet. Right. So you're gonna copy this one.
Yeah.
So what does it say?
Me.
No. Do it over a bit more.
Why?
Do it further over.
Why?
Yeah. Do it here. Let's just out the way.
Why?
My My, that's it. Now what does it say? Name. Well done.
Done. I'm going now.
Well done. Finished?
Yeah, I want to do some colouring.
Alright, let's do some colouring then. Yeah. What shall I colour? Woody?
Yeah.
I'll do Woody then. Okay. It's alright, there's enough room for me. Right. Do this one together.
Yeah.
Stop, George. No.
There we go.
So you don't lose them.
I can't see the camera. My eyes are not looking properly.
It's because the sun's on it.
I can't see it. I can see it, but my eyes are not looking good.
Go on then, carry on.
What are my eyes doing? Bring the part here.
We'll leave the colouring in there. I'm sure you don't want to see us half an hour colouring, but we are trying to do some bits.
Look my train, guys.
I think everyone likes it.
Yeah.
Well,
Everyone likes. Thanks so much for having.
because you got no school now, have we?
Nope.
No school. No school. Because why haven't we got any school?
Because the teacher's sick.
Yeah, because it's a virus.
Yeah. We need to stay at home.
We need to stay at home. Yeah. We have to stay at home.
We're not sick.
No, we have to stay at home until everybody's better.
Yeah, and we can go to school.
Then we can go to school. Okay. Woo! Go careful. You going for your walk?
Tree.
You just going for your walk. Good boy.
Quick! Okay. Where is she?
Why are you stopping for her?
Can't hear. There!
No one there.
Someone there! Quick! Okay.
You silly boy.
Oh no! Mommy!
So we're out on our walk. Just me and George. Amy and Matthew's going to walk the dog later. So it's just me and George for now. Walk with no one around. Let's get a bit of fresh air and keep away from the parks. After that, stay home.
Okay.
There's a squirrel here.
Okay. Boss!
There he is.
No way, boss! Wait, boss! He's a baby.
He's getting really irritated because I can't let go of him. I can't go in the parks and on the swings and stuff. That's what's really bothering him. But he needs to get some exercise in, so I've got to put up with the shouting really, just for his own sake. Right? Say hello. Hello. Where you going? Walking? Go walking? Come on then. You're so silly. Come on. So that's me and George back from our walk. He was alright, he just doesn't understand why there's kids in a park.
Biscuit.
You want a biscuit? Okay.
Biscuit. Biscuit.
Mummy's gonna get it for you.
Biscuit.
Mummy's gonna get it. He doesn't understand why there's kids in a park on the swings and slide and I'm not letting him go in there. That Tim's foreign.
Are you okay?
There you go. Thank you, Mummy. Say thank you. So yeah, he doesn't understand that, which is totally understandable. I don't know why kids are in the park that they were. There's a few of them in there. And these are kids that are old enough to know better, that are probably 10 to 12 years old, with a dad. So,
I think the parents know better.
yeah.
They obviously don't.
Why kids are in there swinging swings when they take everything off, I don't know. And that's the problem in this country. It's going to delay it for everyone else because people are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Anyway, we had a little walk, so he was pretty good. He was unhappy with that when he saw that, but all in all, a good bit of exercise, and he's coming in now, quite calming down when he have a little sit down. So yeah, are you going to take Matthew with Winnie in a bit, are you? So Matthew will go with Amy for a walk to take Winnie out. And that's it, sort of for today, probably. So we'll catch up and see how their walk is when they get back.
So it's just gone 7 o'clock. The boys have just gone up to bed. We're both in our scruffs. We've both had a long day. But Adam's put together some information regarding autism and everything in between. So I'll shortly be doing a video. Now you have to bear with me because I've done this about 3 times today, and there's a lot of information, a lot of long words. Not that I'm stupid or anything, but reading it from the auto cue, I occasionally have been making mistakes. So I apologise in advance if I make any mistakes. But yeah, obviously Adam's written this auto cue, so I'm going to go through it and give it a read. So after this whole video is complete, if you want to leave us a comment or anything about your views on what we've said and everything, that would be great. What is autism? Autism is a lifelong developmental disability that affects how people perceive the world and interact with others. Autistic people see, hear and feel the world differently to other people. If you are autistic, you are autistic for life. Autism is not an illness or a disease and cannot be cured. Often people feel being autistic is a fundamental aspect of their identity. Autism is a spectrum condition. All autistic people share certain difficulties, but being autistic will affect them in different ways. Some autistic people also have learning disabilities, mental health issues or other conditions, meaning people need different levels of support. All people on the autism spectrum learn and develop with the right sort of support. All can be helped to live a more fulfilling life of their own choosing. How common is autism? Autism is much more common than most people think. There are around 700,000 autistic people in the UK. That's more than 1 in 100. People from all nationalities and cultural, religious and social backgrounds can be autistic, although it appears to affect more men than women. How do autistic people see the world? Some autistic people say the world feels overwhelming, and this can cause them considerable anxiety. In particular, understanding and relating to other people and taking part in everyday family, school, work and social life can be harder. Other people appear to know intuitively how to communicate and interact with each other, yet can also struggle to build rapport with autistic people. Autistic people may wonder why they're different and feel their social differences mean people don't understand them. Autistic people often do not look disabled. Some parents of autistic children say that other people simply think their child is naughty, while adults find that they are misunderstood. Diagnosis. A diagnosis is the formal identification of autism, usually by a multidisciplinary diagnostic team. That was difficult. Often including a speech and language therapist, paediatrician, psychiatrist and/or psychologist. Getting a timely and thorough assessment and diagnosis may be helpful because It helps autistic people, their families, partners, employers, colleagues, teachers and friends to understand why they may experience certain difficulties and what they can do about them, and it allows people to access services and support. How is autism diagnosed? The characteristics of autism vary from one person to another, but in order for a diagnosis to be made, a person will usually be assessed as having had persistent difficulties with social communication and social interaction and restricted and repetitive patterns of behaviours, activities or interests since early childhood, to the extent that these limit and impair everyday functioning. Persistent difficulties with social communication and social interaction. Autistic people have difficulties with interpreting both verbal and non-verbal language, like gestures or tone of voice. Many have a very literal understanding of language and think people always mean exactly what they say. They may find it difficult to use or understand facial expressions, tone of voice, jokes and sarcasm. Some may not speak, just like George, or have fairly limited speech. They will often understand more of what other people say to them than they are able to express. Yet they may struggle with vagueness or abstract concepts. Some autistic people benefit from using or prefer to use alternative means of communication, such as sign language or visible symbols, i.e. PECs. Some are able to communicate very effectively without speech. Others have good language skills, but they may still find it hard to understand the expectations of others within conversations, perhaps repeating what the other person has just said. This is called echolali, or talking at length about their own interests. It often helps to speak in a clear, consistent way and give autistic people time to process what has been said to them. Social interaction. Autistic people often have difficulty reading other people, recognising or understanding others' feelings and intentions, expressing their own emotions. This can make it very hard for them to navigate the social world. They may also appear to be insensitive, seek out time alone when overloaded by other people. They may not seek comfort from other people, appear to behave strangely or in a way thought to be socially inappropriate. Autistic people may find it hard to form friendships. Some may want to interact with other people and make friends, but may be unsure how to go about it. Repetitive behaviour and routines. The world can seem a very unpredictable and confusing place to autistic people, who often prefer to have a daily routine so they know what is going to happen every day. They may want to always travel the same way to and from school or work, or eat exactly the same food for breakfast. The use of rules can also be important. It may be difficult for an autistic person to take a different approach to something once they have been taught the right way to do it. People on the autism spectrum may not be comfortable with the idea of change, but may be able to cope better if they can prepare for changes in advance. Highly focused interests. Many autistic people have intense and highly focused interests, often from a fairly young age. These can change over time or be lifelong, and can be anything from art or music to trains or computers. An interest may sometimes be unusual. One autistic person loved collecting rubbish, for example. With encouragement, the person developed an interest in recycling and the environment. Many channel their interest into studying, paid work, volunteering, or other meaningful occupation. Autistic people often report that the pursuit of such interests is fundamental to their well-being and happiness. Sensory sensitivity. Autistic people may also experience over or under sensitivity to sounds, touch, tastes, smell, light, colours, temperature or pain. For example, they may find certain background sounds which other people ignore or block out unbearably loud or distracting. This can cause anxiety or even physical pain, or they may be fascinated by lights or spinning objects. Different names for autism. Over the years, different diagnostic labels have been used, such as autism, Autism Spectrum Disorder, ASD, Autism Spectrum Condition, ASC, Classic Autism, Canner Autism, Pervasive Developmental Disorder, PDD, High Functioning Autism, HFA, Asperger's Syndrome, Pathological Demand Avoidance, PDA. This reflects the different diagnostic manuals and tools used and the different autism profiles presented by individuals. Because of the recent upcoming changes to the main diagnostic manuals, Autism Spectrum Disorder, ASD, is now likely to become the most commonly given diagnostic term. Causes and cures. What causes autism? The exact cause of autism is still being investigated. Research into causes suggests a combination of factors. Genetic and environmental may account for differences in development. Autism is not caused by a person's upbringing, their social circumstances, and is not the fault of the individual with the condition. Is there a cure? There is no cure for autism. It's not a disease. However, I'd like you to come along with us, autism twins and us, as we go about finding the best way to get the twins and ourselves through the everyday challenges and milestones of progress and fun, and also help us spread autism awareness to the world to make it a more inclusive, fair world for all autistic people. We're learning, just like anyone. We're not doctors, paediatricians, experts, just parents who want to make the best life possible for our sons, all the whole autistic community. And we won't stop until we feel we've achieved that, which in my opinion will never happen, as there will always be people to help and reach. Thanks for listening to my take, or Adam's take, on autism, and I hope I've opened a few eyes to autism. And if you want to see how we do life, then hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to get our latest content, and as soon as we upload a new video. See you soon. Right, so that's the auto cue done. I'm sorry if you thought that was terrible. I'm certainly never going to be a TV presenter. I mean, let's face it, I've got the face for radio. Oh, I'm so sarcastic. Laugh at my own jokes. So yeah, that was as much information as you could possibly fit in a short space of time. I felt like it was quite helpful. I'm sorry if that was so robotic and everything, but that's really difficult when Adam stood behind the camera with the auto cue going. I'm sure I probably tried not to laugh a couple of times there, so I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I hope you find it informal, and I'm going to sit down now without a camera pointing in my face.
So that's day 10 of isolation since the schools broke up, or since Matthew broke up. Day 12 for George, day 12 for Amy, and just wanted to say well done to Amy for reading the segment about what autism is. It's not easy to get that much information out in one take. As she said, we did use an auto cue of what I'd written down, which I think might help some people understand a bit more about autism without watching loads of vlogs first. If they're just coming on this one video regarding Autism Awareness Week, or want to know about autism, they can jump straight to that segment of the video, and it might be helpful. I'll put some links in the description below from the National Autistic Society. We can get more information and advice on how to go about finding out about a diagnosis, or going to see a doctor, or the process of that, which I'll link in the description. But I thought she did really well. It's not easy to read that information, even if you've read it a couple of times. It's too much information to just remember. You'd end up leaving parts out which are quite important parts, so she did really well to read it. And I got her to read it because she's got a nicer speaking voice than me. She hasn't got much of an accent, so her voice is a lot nicer to hear than mine. So hopefully you guys are all well, and you enjoyed today's video. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't, and we'll catch you all again soon.